Welcome to GARcast. A new season has started, that being summer 2017, and we're here to discuss it, as there are, interesting things on there. And as always, we have the whole round together, and that is Alistair,
Hey.
Boris,
Hello.
and Tom,
Yeah, g'day.
and me, Eleanor. So, where do we want to start on here?
You start with the most influential and important show of the season. That being Gamers.
Games.
Gamers. I watched the whole episode of Gamers. I don't remember what happened.
Too.
I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, same.
It hasn't even been 24 hours, I think.
No, it's been slightly more than 24 hours.
Okay.
And I've already entirely forgotten what happened in Gamers.
Well, they were gaming.
Oh, they were gaming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, hey, welcome to the game room. She's playing a fighting game. Fucking wild, dude. Holy shit.
And the other
The
ones...
fucking fighting game chick didn't even talk the entire episode. She was just sitting in the corner.
No, she's practicing for Evo, dude.
Well, yeah. But she wasn't she wasn't a character.
She wasn't a real gamer.
She was a fake gamer girl.
But there's also FPS dude with his very impressive game.
He was playing Counter-Strike.
In a hallway.
Oh,
Or whatever they called it.
he was playing that, budget Flash version of Counter-Strike, Critical Strike.
Critical Strike.
Oh, that actually exists.
Shit.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the game in the episode.
I have no idea what it was, but
I think...
Critical Strike exists, I think. We used to play it at school.
Is it possible that they actually had the rights to Guilty Gear? Because that seemed to be the
that's...
game.
They were playing XRD3, I think, so...
But everything else was just some knockoff anime thing. Like Ace Combat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, A's Combat with an S.
I mean, what was that A1 picture show that had the ghost girl and she was actually playing a whole bunch of video games? That show wasn't even about video games. They managed to get real video games for it. So for this, I'm just kind of baffled. I mean, earlier this year, fucking Akiba's Trip got the actual Street Fighter V for the episode. So I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I guess they only got Guilty Gear and nothing else.
Just couldn't afford anything else.
Took all the budget.
All the money on Guilty Gear.
I remember the gamers thing that this girl apparently wants this gamer guy in her club, and he declines. And then, of course, he himself asks himself, "Oh no, why did I decline? It was so perfect." And then she comes again, obviously flustered, and says, "Yeah, but why don't you want to join this club?" And she reaches out to him with her hand, and he nearly wants to shake her hand and join. But then his mobile game just wants something, and then he presses the button instead of shaking her hand. And then he says, "Oh no," he declines again. And then, of course, she starts crying and said, "Why did you decline? You just said that you wanted to join it. You declined twice. Okay, one time, there's a goof. 2 times, you're dumb."
What happens if he does it a 3rd time, Eleanor?
Yeah, he's super dumb.
Then he's officially that guy. You know the guy. I guess the message to take away from this is that mobile games are cancer.
Yeah, they make you not shake hands.
They will ruin your interpersonal relationships.
I don't know.
Also, she slips on a fucking banana peel, and it's the most random thing ever.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
that.
what the fuck was up with that.
It was comedy.
Yeah,
this is
banana
welcome
peel
to
is...
1833, dude.
It was some fresh shit. I haven't seen that in 100 years. Fucking banana peel slip. Also remember that one fucking what was it? Visual novel game that he plays. That's all about dating blonde girls and nothing else.
Oh yeah,
it's a blonde girl dating simulator.
Yeah, he goes to the store and grabs all of these games, and it's just random genres, from everything. And there's one
he's a true gamer.
Visual novel.
He'll play anything.
Play anything. He's a gamer. He's the main character of Spy Kids 3, basically. You know. He's just here for the game.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy.
Spy Kids 3, now that's a reference.
That's a real reference. I actually watched Spy Kids 3 a couple of months ago again.
Was it better than Gamers?
It's better than Gamers. It's infinitely better than Gamers, dude. Directed by Del Toro.
What?
I don't think it was. I was just saying random shit. Who actually directed Spy Kids 3?
It was
Robert
Rodriguez, I think.
Wasn't it? That's why Machete.
Oh, it was
shows up.
Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez, that's the one.
Well, some Mexican dude, basically.
Dude, Rodriguez is the guy who did like fucking Machete and Sin City.
Yeah. That's why Machete the shows up in Spy Kids. He's the uncle.
Yeah.
He only does Grindhouse movies and Spy Kids.
And Lucha Underground. That's good.
Yeah.
He's a producer on that.
Why Spy Kids 3 is so wild.
Okay, but Spy Kids 3 isn't a seasonal anime. We need to get the spicy takes on Gamers in here.
I think we've all said all we can on Gamers. We've like all but exhausted it.
It's weird because I guess we are gamers, but we're also the most offended ones by this show. I don't want to be pandered this heavily.
Yeah, but we can go from one pandering to another pandering. And that's Knights and Magic.
Shit.
Oh, baby.
That was the most ham-handed bridge I ever did, and I'm proud.
Well, at least it is
the
one.
show doesn't deserve any better.
I finished this like half an hour ago, or at least the first episode.
Did you like where they said, "Oh man, no one's ever done the thing,"
and then he
fucking did the thing.
That was crazy, man.
Oh, dude.
He keeps doing the thing.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated, Knights and Magic, I think, is a light novel adaptation again. It's an isekai, of course. Mecha otaku IT dude gets run over by a car in the most dumbest way ever by just randomly standing on the street and not even passing the street.
The number one cause of death in Japan, according to anime.
Boom. And then he is reborn as
kid.
Young kid who people are never shy to point out how adorable and beautiful he is.
Oh yeah, of course he's a cute kid. He wouldn't be like ugly or something. And he still is a mecha otaku, and he just works up in this sort of fantasy world, and they have like magic knight statues that would count as mecha. And of course he's totally smitten by them and wants to join them. And then
he invents a gun.
Yeah, and then he takes all his super duper otaku knowledge and crafts like wizarding staffs into guns.
Yeah.
And they go pew pew.
He brings guns to this magic world. How did they not invent guns anyway? They have giant robots, but they don't have guns.
So he could invent the guns, you see?
No one's ever thought of inventing guns before.
Well, there's like, I don't know. This is done by the studio who gave us the majesty that is Inifinite Stratos. So like, I'm not really expecting much.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
I thought you would have. It's a mecha.
And I can take it that it's not a good one?
Basically you have these suits and they can only be empowered by girls.
Oh.
And then there's one boy, and he's the only boy you can pilot the suit.
Oh.
So he's the only boy in this all-girls school.
Oh.
I bet the girls are not ugly.
I don't know, there's one chick with an eye patch who's cute.
Oh god, no, eye patches, that is... No.
That's my weakness.
I don't know, I like the eye patch aesthetic.
I love it when girls have no depth perception.
Hell yeah, dude. It's my biggest turn on. Can't see 3D. Fucking
3D.
check.
It doesn't get more 2D than not seeing 3D. Oh, it's based on a light novel. I bet it sucks dick.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, what were you expecting?
I don't know what I was expecting. Yeah. Anyway, Knights and Magic is fucking weird. I don't even get why it needs to be an isekai show, because we spend like 50 seconds with the guy before he gets transported to the magic world.
Yeah, they don't really do anything with it either. Like,
yeah,
it's not like
just
ReZero where
robots.
It's not like ReZero where at least you can sort of see the point, because that's kind of a key character trait. It's just a dude who likes robots. Get that everywhere. If your place has robots, you're gonna have dudes that like him.
He could still be from the fantasy world and like robots. Yeah.
It's not like he introduces the robots. Like, they're just there. They must have, like, people who like them there.
Yeah, well, there's pilots for
yeah.
them. It's like...
There's
if it
schools
was
for
just
them.
a kid who liked robots, I think that would have been relatable enough. I think, yeah, there's a kid who likes robots. I was a kid who likes robots. I still like robots. That's relatable.
Like, the isekai part is nothing. It's just there because I guess that's the thing to do nowadays. Also because it's like an adult man in the body of a small child, so I guess he can get to make out with all those young girls.
Oh, yeah, true. And just want to say,
that's-
student council president. Why is there student council president? It's goddamn fantasy. He goes to mecha school and it's again student council stuff. Just why?
I don't know.
Because we need the high school also in the isekai.
Well, I guess there's dwarves in this universe. Do you think there will be a dwarf waifu?
would be cool.
I bet you a Steam game there won't.
I want to have at least one who has a beard.
But we would have to keep watching the show to find out.
Oh, yeah, I'll watch it every week with you, dude.
Nice.
It's on record, too. None of us can go back on this.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, sure, fine. Just hit me up whenever.
It's suffering no clock.
Hey.
I mean, it's kind of a shame, too, because the show's, like, mecha combat is really nice. It's, like, uses the CG, but it's got really good flow and stuff like that. It's cool.
It actually looks okay.
Yeah.
From a visual standpoint.
Maybe we'll get like really cool fights out of it. Because like I watch mecha shows that I have massive problems with and finish them. Like I finished Iron-Blooded Orphans, and that got me through on like a fucking kick-ass soundtrack and really cool fights. So maybe this will do the same thing. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but then why wouldn't you just watch Escaflowne instead?
Why? I actually haven't seen Escaflowne yet, so that's probably a good question.
Well, yeah, in that case, yeah. The robots there are even cooler, and the fights are even better.
They have capes and stuff, dude, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Capes
mecha with
and
capes.
big swords. Awesome.
Fantasy mecha.
The way to live it.
They have all this fucking steampunk machinery inside of them when you pilot them. It's really fucking cool.
Oh yeah, there was one design choice in the Knights and Magic mechas that they have these gigantic pistons that you have to push. I thought that looks a bit not practical, but okay.
Well, nothing's practical about mechas anyway.
That is also true.
We don't need practicality. Like that's always a bit of a dumb nitpick with shows like with anime, I guess. But like it's as long as it's fun, like
It
you
runs
can get
on
away with
magic. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, basically. Like Gundam, where's all the machinery? Well, it's there, I guess. Don't worry about that. War is
It
bad.
just works.
Yeah, should we move on to the next?
What's
Yeah,
next?
Sure.
Let's keep this flow.
We are going by quality, right? Ascending. That's why we started with Gamers and Knights and Magic. So
We
what's
can
the
only
next
go
one?
down from here, I guess, yeah.
I tried to watch the smartphone isekai and gave up after 5 minutes. Did
Oh,
anyone else watch it?
I didn't get around to it, no. I feel like that's probably pretty telling. And that can be our review of it. Move on.
It's a pretty good run, 5 minutes.
But I've seen like bland characters, but that guy is just super bland. Like he sits in front of God and he says, "Oh well, sorry, I killed you. That was a mistake." And the guy just sits there and goes, "Oh, you're fucking dead, man. You're dead."
It doesn't matter. He's a
What are you
light
talking
guy.
about, dude, though? The promo art has him taking a selfie with, like, girls. It can't be bad.
Oh yeah. And then he gets like a God upgrade for his phone, so that he's a map and can call God and
A map
stuff.
is- And it's
Well,
not a god upgrade. I have a map on my phone.
Okay.
It's not a god phone, it's just a shitty Chinese smartphone.
It's like a Chinese knockoff brand, like iPhone, but with like a
with an I, with AI.
just spells EIE phone on like the back of it. And it's just like, God's like, yeah, sorry, Apple had the trademark.
Well, Apple is more powerful than God.
That's capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism is
More
bad.
powerful than God. Or if you're Digibro, gayer than God. Album review of that, don't.
I have not even tried.
Oh, don't. He's got no flow. I don't know why people delude themselves into thinking he does.
Because it's Digibro. So how
I
could it be
mean,
bad?
I know a guy who's like, oh man, I can't stand Danny Brown's voice, but like, he genuinely likes Digibro's voice while he raps. I'm just, who even are you?
Digibro's voice is just a knockoff Danny Brown.
It's not a knockoff Danny Brown. It's just stupid. It's like,
Wow.
it's just like his like speaking voice, but like slowed down and drawn out.
Alright, so that was that.
If I'm supposed to
what?
edit this out, you can always ask me to.
Oh no, you can
Whatever.
keep my review of. Did you? If you want to move, like, if we like say something stupid, you just want to move it like to the end of the podcast and have a compilation of like Tom says a stupid thing. You're welcome to do that.
I mean, it just depends on how much we rely on having Digibro as a guest in the future.
Um.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on. If we still do the quality thing, there was a Centaur show.
Oh yeah, I guess I have some
haven't
stuff
watched
to
this
say
one.
on this. That's like I guess a masterclass on how not to direct a first episode, because the pacing in that was like incoherent at times. It's like it opens on a scene and it kind of does an introduction to the world through this weird like exposition dump, and then it just leaps kind of back into the show and you're like, oh okay, I guess that was that. It opens on this kiss that sort of feels like, you know, typical season finale of an anime thing, but it's just kind of Yuri baiting, because it actually it accidentally happened because some guy wrote it into the script, sort of
It's all a
thing.
theater play.
It's all a theater play. Whoops. I did like the joke of the episode. The fact that she was really heavy because she was, you know, half a fucking horse. That was fun, I guess. But it was a mess, and I can't say I really enjoyed anything else from it.
Is this like a Monster Girl show? Are there other
Oh yeah,
types
there
of
are.
girls?
But there's the weirdest explanation for it. Oh, what happens is mammals evolved with 6 legs. So now we come from lizards that have 6 legs instead of 2 legs, and thus people have horns and wings.
What?
Oh, okay.
Oh, crazy.
That seems too elaborate.
They just explained it in the classroom, and I'm just like trying to keep track of this. I'm like, you could just like not even touch on this. I can just, or you can just do like the Monster Musume thing. It's just like, yeah, they came from elsewhere. Forget about it, basically. But this is just like such a. I guess it's because it's a world with no humans. Everyone's in some way a monster, even though it's always such a
Oh.
minor thing. It's like, oh, this person has horns, this person has wings, and it's
Yeah,
just.
we had that talk earlier. Just why does nobody go out on like full on monster design, which is why I like at least Monster Musume a bit more aesthetically, because you can tell, oh, okay, that is a monster.
Oh
What?
yeah, it's that's like that. Well, that's very much like the point of it. It's this just kind of feels really lukewarm, I guess. It's
Well, I'm clicking through the characters right here on the Mal page, and there's a snake girl.
oh wow.
Was she in the first episode? Did you see
No,
her?
I
they don't
didn't
even
see it.
mention
Because
snake girls
because
in their little opening.
it's just a fucking snake in a suit.
Okay, that sounds rad.
Oh,
And
amazing.
I need that in my life.
Here you go. I'll link it in the chat.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
beautiful name. Actually, that's a great design. Holy shit.
Sesazul Quetzalcoatl. That's a good name.
Quetzalcoatl, yeah.
Quetzalcoatl.
Let's look. I don't know how to say that word. That was what's her name from Dragon Maid. It's based off that
Is that
Mayan thing.
yeah, it's a Mayan, like the death god, something.
That's something like that. I don't know. That's a rad design.
Yeah, that is good. I will throw that on screen. That is a really good design.
It's a snake in a suit. Also,
Snake.
apparently this is one of those Chinese shows. It's animated by Howliners.
That's fine.
I
Like
didn't
there's
know
nothing
that.
discernibly wrong with being animated by like the Chinese outsourcing memes kind of got to die a little bit because it's
Well,
almost irrelevant at this point. It's not like
well apparently, like, the quality just fluctuates really heavily. Like, there are some shows that look complete ass, and then there's stuff like, I guess, To Be Hero and that one fucking
Looked amazing.
MMO show from last season, which actually looked pretty good. So I don't know. Would you say this one looks good?
I'd say so. It's clean and pretty. When she runs, it looks like a horse running, which is kind of neat. It doesn't look janky.
Hmm?
It's not a CG horse.
No, not a CG horse.
I still have another show that I have watched this season, but I think nobody else did. It was called 18 If.
I watched the first
Okay.
episode of that, like half paying attention to it while I was cooking.
I sure didn't.
I didn't pick up anything from
no,
it because I was busy, but I honestly wasn't that interested.
Yeah, the appeal is I just looked at the cover on the seasonal chart and I thought, oh, it looks colorful. I will give that a shot. It's apparently like a tie-in with mobile phone anime again, and it wants to be Alice in Wonderland with like this super wacky like non world that does not make sense, that is super colorful and like evil tea parties and stuff, but it just can't pull it off, really. It doesn't have the charm and doesn't have the creativity, and I think my favorite was that they pulled the "it was all a dream" twice. Like, yeah, because he wakes up and then he wakes up again and he's still in the dream world. But if you die in the dreams, you die
It's
for real.
Inception.
I remember reading its description. I was like, it described it as a multimedia project. I thought that could be really interesting because if like it was the story told between things like stage plays and books and even things like graphic art or something, that could be really neat. But if it's just literally a mobile game and an anime, that's they used a very elaborate term to describe it.
And maybe something else. I don't know anymore. But no, that was not a thing.
It's a VR game as well.
Ooh.
Oh,
But if you die in the dream, you die for real.
If you die in VR, you die in the real world.
you just wrote the plot of Sword Art Online, Boris.
Oh,
Congratulations.
shit. I didn't need this burden.
Yeah, you Ricky Kawahara.
No. How dare you?
Ricky Kawahara was a Serb all along. Everything comes back to that little bit of land.
Serbians invented VR. You heard it here first. What are other anime shows?
I've just written down here, but I don't know if we want to talk about them. The Token Ranbo and Fate Apocrypha.
Fate Apocrypha looked really cool. Like the animation wise, it still had the Fate problem of poorly timed exposition, but it was less bad than I guess Fate Zero.
Oh, hot take!
Hot take. Well, is someone gonna fight me on that? The exposition in the first episode of Fate Zero is good, because it sure as hell isn't.
No, because it's like an hour-long episode.
An hour-long episode, and it has like a 20-minute scene of the
Let me
guys
pull up the
walking in a
Wikipedia
circle and
page.
talking.
Yeah.
They walk in a circle and yep.
Oh my god, I already... Yeah.
Which is sad because Fate Zero had some cool moments, but it was further marred by the problems Fate has.
Talking.
Yeah.
And this, like, I guess it's got the same stuff, so I guess it's wait and see what it comes to. I'm sick of the trap. I wish the trap would go away.
The trap should
Yeah.
Fate stay away.
Fate, stay away off my Twitter feeds. Thank you very much.
Fate has the big problem of being an action show that's adapted from a visual novel where there is mostly dialogue, so they've got to try and adapt that because you can't make sense of the Holy Grail War without telling people, yo, there are these people and they do this and these are the rules, and then they have loads of action. But obviously you got a visual novel that's like hundreds of hours to get through.
Oh yeah, with several routes and some loot scenery in there.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just straight up a porn game at one point?
The original was.
I don't know if Apocrypha was a porn game. You'd probably have to ask Chris. And saying you have to ask Chris, yeah, it probably was a porn game.
I shall look it up now.
Throwing Chris under the bus here.
Oh, I love
Chris.
Chris.
Light novel. It's a light novel series, apparently.
Oh, it's a light novel series.
Oh no.
Okay. Because I know him remembering saying he'd read some of it or something, but yeah.
Okay. Now the Fate Stay Night original VN has like gotten like this. What was it? Like there are sex scenes in there, but the problem is that the guy cannot write sex scenes, and that just means it all ends being terribly awkward and very funny. Like I've seen screenshots of that. That is just perfect.
Oh, it's like back to that Sword Art Online sex scene where Ricky has no idea to how to write a sex scene, so that's where you get the 2 years worth of semen flowed endless. That's where it comes from.
Oh, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I lost my train of thought.
It was stopped by a block of 2 years.
What's up with that fucking Saber girl? Why are there like 20 of them?
Like Fate?
Saber.
I don't know.
The fucking blonde chick, or does everyone in that show just fucking look like her?
There's a million variations.
Why though?
I don't know. They do each something different with each one, I guess.
Yeah, I think the problem was that I think we watched that all together, Fate Apocrypha, and I got a phone call right in the middle, or just after the first third, and then
So you probably missed like
I missed
everything.
everything. But the thing was, I came back when they started summoning all the people, and I thought, oh, okay. I felt like I didn't miss anything.
I think they did like the typical Fate explanation and like how this was different to the last ones or whatever. I'm glad that like the main dude who summoned Mordred is like a biker looking dude. He just looks super rad.
Oh yeah, he looks cool. But I just didn't think that he would end up as the main character. I think just somebody else will show up. I can feel it in my bones. Especially like the cover shows like another dude who looks more like a protagonist dude. And I think he will show up one day. Or the next episode, I don't know. Oh yeah, and just one thing, I think... I don't know how much it has to do with the studio, but Fate Apocrypha is by A1 and not Ufotable. And I didn't notice.
Well, A1's done. They did all the animations for the Fate Grand Order, like cutscenes for the mobile game, as well as I think they did that short OVA as well. So they're intrinsically tied to it, like to that. And I guess because Fate Stay Night and Zero were under Ufotable, and the first Fate Stay Night was under Dean,
Oh
and
yeah.
the other two were under Ufotable with Fate Zero. I guess people have gotten kind of used to it, thinking it's their property. It's not really.
Well, yeah, for the last few years, well, up until the last couple of years, they were the Fate studio. Like, everything they did was Fate, because you had Fate Zero, the Stay Night adaptions, and
Unlimited Blade Works.
Karano Kyokai, which is obviously attached to Type Moon. So, like, they were the Fate studio. And it's only now that they started branching out again, after that block of Fate adaptions, that now they're not so much that.
Isn't it because there are like 5 Fate shows coming out or some shit?
Yeah, there's
Well,
like...
there's like
different
Extella
studios.
or whatever. Extella's coming from Shaft, and that sounds
Is it
rad
like
as hell.
Fate Extra or something?
Yeah.
There's so many. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, and the Heaven's Feel.
There's one Shaft one, isn't there? And then there's a Heaven's Feel movie.
Heaven's Feels back to Ufotable, I think. They've been working on it for a while.
Probably, yeah.
Oh yeah, for all the Germans, Akiba Pass Festival announced that they got the Heaven's Feel movie on the festival. So you can watch that in January 2018. And I hope to do English screenings as well again. That would be, I think, something like Vienna, Berlin, and somewhere else. So we can see that in cinema, just as an info.
Congratulations that everyone
Yeah.
lives in Europe.
I wouldn't worry too much about missing exposition, because if it goes the route of any other Fate adaptions, they won't follow their own rules by the end. So
I think
you probably haven't missed anything too crucial.
I think Fate, like the Holy Grail should be easy to explain, right? Okay, we have like 8 people. They summon people from all across the past and fiction, and we beat each other up for the Holy Grail, which grants a wish. It's a battle royale. The end.
There, you did it.
Why is it always so complicated?
But you can also do it in an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I've seen some gifs from like the action in the first episode of this one, and it just looks weird. I didn't like it.
It's very fast.
It's a bit too fast for my old eyes.
I don't know. I kind of liked it. It was like the single frame works with a lot of the impact around it, and I thought that sort of it gave a bit more of a conveyance. That these were higher level, something a bit bigger than just your regular old peeping magician. Yeah, I can imagine that'll get tiring after a few episodes.
What about something we liked? Let's go for something positive.
If I'm looking at my list here, I think we now have done all the ones that we considered a bit lower. I think we can go now a bit up.
Well, did anyone aside from Elena watch Dive?
I watched about half of it. It wasn't really my thing.
I watched like the OP of Dive, and like I took this really cool screenshot. Check it out, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
They're having a party up there.
Yeah, no, it's one of those ones that I think has potential, especially because again, it's something different. It's like I thought with Yuri On Ice, which eventually didn't go the way I wanted it to, with the sport itself. So this again has potential in that way, but who knows? I'm not too keen on it being on the drama element that's being brought in, just because I'm not interested in that. But I guess the sports bit could be good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hyped up with something that might disappoint me.
Yeah, it really has an unusual sport going on, that being actually diving, like jumping off from a platform and performing a figure and then like, falling into the water. But I don't know why. I like it, especially the summery feel that it had with all the sunshine in the water and stuff. As well as like the bit of drama that goes on. That being that our main character is forced into a relationship basically by peer pressure in his class. Because I think one girl confessed to him, and she asks if she can be a girlfriend. And he says yes, quite simply because like he doesn't want to disappoint all of his lads, and he doesn't want to agitate all the girls by like rejecting her. And now he's like stuck with a girlfriend and doesn't know how to deal with it. And yeah, I think that could lead to like a bit of drama. Like for example, she's all into this relationship. It's like, oh, can I watch you jump or something? And she's no. This is why. No, I don't want to. Thinking that it could be like something. At least it's something original. Like that we have like from episode 1, like boom, has girlfriend but doesn't want it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it also has that potential of him being able to express himself through diving and becoming a more confident person if he's been forced into this relationship that he doesn't want and doesn't want to let people down. I guess diving could be this way he expresses what he wants in life, but who knows? I don't really know anything else about it.
Yeah, it's I would say like a good standard sports anime. And let's see where it leads to.
I guess I'd be looking for something a bit above a standard sports anime. I guess what Dive has going for it is it's got like a shorter episode count, so it might be a bit more concise. I really want to watch Haikyuu, but there's a lot of Haikyuu to watch, and I know like if I start it, I'm not gonna like want to stop it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's the same with me and what's the basketball one called? Kuroko.
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't watch Kuroko.
I watched the first season of that and it was like low-key quite fun, but like I don't want to watch another 50 episodes of it.
Yeah, it's pretty. Honestly, the payoff for Kuroko is not worth it. Whereas, like so many people have told me, the payoff for Haikyuu is definitely it.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's all Marcus talks about, so I guess I just watch.
ouch. Yeah, Marcus, I'll watch Haikyuu eventually. Please stop bullying me. That's kind of funny to say.
It's fine.
Yeah, Haikyuu is a generally really good show. I saw both of them while they were airing, and then I just stopped on the third season because it's shorter. So I think it's like 10 episodes. And because I wanted to binge all of them, and I still haven't gotten to it. But I know that when I would start, I would just watch everything on one day, because weekly Haikyuu can be suffering.
I watched like the first season a couple of months ago, and I had no desire to continue so far. It's a weird one.
What do you know, old man?
Yeah, what do I know? The only sports anime I like is Ippo.
Have you not even seen like God, what's that other boxing one?
Ashita no Joe?
The older, really old one.
Ashita no Joe.
Oh yeah, Ashita no Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that one eventually. It's the high episode count that
Yeah.
scares me off.
Well, like it's it's a lot of homeless shenanigans and, not a huge amount of boxing, but it's enjoyable.
Shenanigans. Sounds like a thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, and everybody read Ice Shield 21. I just want to say that it's good.
Yeah, that's the one where I can never decide if I want to watch the anime or read the manga, and so I end up doing
manga
nothing.
100%. It's
Isn't it done by One Punch Man?
Yeah, it's done by the One Punch Man artist.
Not one, the other
Murata.
guy. Murata? Yeah.
Oh, Murata. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely want to read it for him.
Yeah, his art is just it's beautiful.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. And the anime just does not have the either the production value or Sakuga or anything else to pull that off. So I would say just manga 100% if you want to get into Ice Shield 21.
Oh yeah, finish Ping Pong, Eleanor. Come on.
Oh yeah, Ping Pong. Ping Pong was rad. That was good.
Yeah, that's like if you're wanting drama elements as well, Ping Pong's like got that in spades.
Oh yeah.
It ties her in really well with the intensity of the sport.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about Dive, that like if Dive's got these drama elements, the best thing it's going to do is to tie it into the sport.
Mm-hmm.
If you're taking it out of, like, if you're doing it outside and you've got these two separate entities of the sport and the drama, it's not going to work, it's not going to flow. And like, me personally, I'm just going to get bored of it. If like you go from these cool diving moments to, hey, relationships.
Wow.
And you don't have this bridge, which I'm sure that there is going to be a bridge, because why would you do a sports anime and a romance at the same time if there wasn't going to be a bridge?
Who knows?
Okay, but important question. What's the quality of the fan service in Dive?
You get a lot of boys in Speedos.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And one...
See that any day, I guess, but anime boys in Speedos, whoa, that's the next level. I mean, I go to work here and everyone wears shorts that finish halfway down the thigh. Because God defend New Zealand. But anime boys in shorts, woof.
That's different.
That's almost as nice.
Yeah, and you have like a very good-looking like female teacher who shows up at the end of episode 1, and she has like a really good design. I like her.
Shit, yeah.
Okay, but we can go from the like mediocre sports anime to the I think the better one this season that like most people will watch because it also looks amazing, and that is Welcome to the Ballroom.
Is it better though?
Oh, dude, the animation's like so silky smooth.
The animation's pretty nice. I'm not gonna deny that.
And it's got such a like good sense of flair to it. It's nice.
Yeah.
Especially character acting is amazing in there.
Yeah.
Everyone looks fucking weird in that show.
The long necks, yeah.
All
giraffe people.
Everyone has like a fucking giraffe neck.
Africa No Salary Man is a good anime, and you're not allowed to judge.
Don't lie, Tom. No one's seen Africa No Salary Man because no one
has
like put the raws up anywhere.
No, it's not out yet.
It has finished already.
It's like over, and no one's even touched it. It's so sad.
Everyone in Ballroom is fucking Slender Man.
Oh, can't wait for that PewDiePie Ballroom video.
Oh, yeah.
Let's play a forum.
Yeah, but it is animated nicely. I'm not gonna front, even though everyone looks weird. But also, it's kind of just, I don't know. It's the first episode was just so standard first episode of a sports anime.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah,
it's like
I wouldn't know that. Like there are
like,
tropes, and like him spending the whole night in that one position was kind of cliche.
Yeah.
Of like someone overworking themselves and like, oh, they've got potential. But like, I think again, it's the same with Dive. Like, this is a ballroom anime, which I don't even know if there are any in the last like 2 decades.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, there may be some really old ones that are forgotten and no one's seen.
There's all those
but,
like old anime in the 80s that have that sort of, regal Victorian aesthetic, and there are obviously ballroom scenes in those, but nothing directly about
like Rose of Versailles ballroom scenes are the best fucking thing because they're the most intense, like courtroom, regal women just frowning at each other for 20 minutes. It's the best.
Ah, yeah, love that.
can't forget those Legends of the Galactic Heroes balls either.
Those
Oh,
are
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Love those.
There's some in Gundam too.
Oh yeah, those Neo Space Age tuxedos are neat.
But yeah, I need a reason to continue the Welcome to the Ballroom anime, and I don't know if I got it.
I'm just excited for the whole dancing Sakuga. Like, he watches this one video
Wow.
of like the dancing that like ignites the spark of inspiration that he needed. That looked cool. Like that.
I've heard good enough things about this source material to
Mm-hmm.
want to watch more, especially because it's well produced. That like I think that's enough for me to want to revisit it. At least I probably won't watch it weekly because I just don't watch things weekly. But
As long as we don't get like Yuri on Ice out of it
Again.
again, we'll just slip on that ice and slide right out of the show. I guess we should clarify our problems with Yuri on Ice if people haven't seen it. No, it's not because we hate gays. It's just, it's the show. We got sick of seeing the show. Just
yeah,
everywhere.
partly. Yeah.
And it was just, it just got tedious to watch. It was just.
Yeah, that's probably more. But yeah, seeing it everywhere is not the best.
Also, we hate gays.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, we hate gays.
Totally. It's not like we founded this podcast on our love of gar things and looking at muscles. Pah!
So Production IG is doing the Ballroom anime, and I guess they've basically turned into the sports anime studio in the past couple of years. They're doing Haikyuu and Kuroko no Basket, and
Do they have like staff that sort of specialize in that kind of character movement, or are they just?
I have no idea.
It's
I guess
just
they
coincidental.
I think they just hit it big with Kuroko no Basket, and then they're like, yeah, sports anime.
Yeah, I don't know if IG has much in-house stuff, and I guess people can come to us.
The director is mostly a key animator, according to Mal. Like, he worked on Die Buster and Paranoia Agent, Paprika.
And
I don't
Okay,
know how
Ice
much
Shield,
he did
I
on
guess
them,
that makes
obviously,
sense.
but like, and this is pretty much the only thing he's directed.
what's next?
We have
It was Kakegurui, which I haven't yet seen, but I know you and Eleanor have seen the first episode. Ellie.
Yeah.
I've seen it too.
Oh, you have too.
Yeah.
Clue me in then, I guess.
It's an anime where everyone looks unbelievably smug,
Mhm.
and also gambling, and that's pretty good.
It's financial femdom, the anime.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
Natural filmed.
It's
That's good.
it's all I wanted out of the anime, and I got it.
Yeah, it's a high school where, on like an academy rather, where everything that counts is money, and if you lose money, you become like a lower person. You become like a slave. So gambling
So like the real world.
is gambling is all you can do, and like the whole academy is centered around gambling, and like original games and like classic games like, I don't know, poker, roulette, whatever. And I think I haven't seen mahjong yet.
The first one was the Kaiji reference.
Yeah, rock,
with
paper,
lim-
scissors.
That was the rock paper scissors card game, but of course with a different twist on it, meaning that it's been voted on. Like the whole classroom throws in gets like a blank card, every one of them, and have to draw on a hand. And so you don't know how many rocks, scissors, and papers there are in there. And so it becomes a sort of more gambling-centered game. And yeah, our wet noodle of a protagonist does nothing, is a slave, and
Well, would you even say that he's the protagonist?
Yeah, I was not even expecting a guy to be in
Yeah.
it. Like, I thought it was the
I think he's just a narrator. He's not even a protagonist. Like, the girl is clearly...
yeah, I kind of think
more
that's
of
what it
one.
was going to be. He's going to be like some kind of insert for the audience to be going
I
along
think I made a
with
comment of he sounds like basically just a Speedwagon sort of.
it.
but
Yeah.
Speedwagon is cool,
Yeah.
man. He's just like a self-insert, I'm standing around and get stepped on person.
He's just in-universe narrator. That's basically it. Like, the girl is clearly more important.
Okay, if we could just replace his voice actor, get some Fumiko Tachiki in there, like the Kaiji narrator, that would be infinitely better. just randomly showing up, kicking in doors, and say, to get his narration going. In this moment, he didn't expect this to happen.
Also, it should be mentioned how the first episode gets right fucking into it. Like, you get the character introductions and introduction to the world in like 3 minutes, and then it's like the fucking game is the rest of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're wasting no time there. And I guess you get a look into what the characters really are through the game, which is they're fucking crazy and smug.
Oh, yeah. I think that is even the title of the manga. I think, if I remember correctly, Kakegurui means gambling addict. And like, she is one. Like, she has obviously issues, but she also enjoys gambling a lot. And I have read the manga, like the few chapters, and so far I have to admit I like the manga more. Just also because the character design is like slightly different, and there's like different forms of smug faces and crazy faces. But I think Kakegurui, the anime adaptation, pulls it off quite neatly.
I have a folder with some faces if you need to draw them on
the
screen.
All of them.
Yeah, so I actually haven't seen Kakegurui yet, but I did see the OP, because that one guy that posted the OPs on Twitter posted it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fucking good. It's the OP I've enjoyed the most this season. Like, it's so stylish, and I really like the song that goes along with it, I guess. It's just, I don't know.
I've forgotten who was it, but it was storyboarded by a very famous director.
It was the Yuri On Ice director.
Oh yeah, it was her.
Sayo Yamamoto.
Exactly. She did the OP, and it really shows. That is really a good OP.
I think it's sort of, I obviously haven't seen the show, so I don't know if it captures any of the intensity or whatever, but I feel like it does capture like some essence of craziness and desperation. I don't know. It's why I liked the Keiji OP, is because I feel like it reflected the sort of desperation of the show.
It is true.
Also, it should be mentioned that this is the most popular anime of the season, according to Mal, even though it's technically not out yet. I shouldn't be able to watch it legally.
Whoops.
It has the most people have it in their lists of all the seasonal anime.
More popular than Fate, so that's definitely an achievement.
It's more popular than Violet Evergarden.
Yeah.
Isn't even out yet. Good job, Mal.
Third in place.
Kudos to you, 1,000-odd people that rated it 8.86 on Mal. Yeah, you're doing God's work.
You want to get something off your chest there?
Don't rate shows before you finish watching them. Even if that means you drop them at episode 2, you can rate it then. Don't fucking rate a show till you finish watching it. God's sake.
Don't rate a show before it's even out, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I remember the time, like, before Berserk was even out, like the 2016 one. That was like rated up into the heavens because.
Yeah, because it's Berserk.
Yeah, because it's Berserk.
People love Berserk.
I think it had like one of the top 100 spots.
And to be fair, like, some of those early trailers didn't look terrible. Like, there was some actual promise in some of those trailers, and then one dropped and it was horrific CG, and then it looks even worse now.
Yeah, that.
I think if the initial trailers had looked like the actual show did, I think people would be less excited because people automatically hate CG, even if it's Berserk.
Yeah. Well, Violet Evergarden set itself quite nicely at number 22 on Mal.
Huh.
And like, top anime of all time.
What? How many people can have seen that? Like 500, 1,000?
Yeah, most.
Right above Ippo.
However many people saw that premiere.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing there, KyoAni fans? You having a good time?
You having a giggle?
Yeah, you having a gaggle, mate?
Don't you understand, Tom? It's a KyoAni anime, so of course it's gonna be a 10 out of 10.
I'd forgotten. Studio doesn't matter unless it does.
Yeah. This is the most bitter we're gonna sound the entire episode.
I'm slightly excited for Violet Evergarden just because
it looks beautiful. I'm really looking forward to seeing it when it comes out in 2018.
Because is she a robot? she looks like a cool robot. It has like metal hands or something.
She had a robot arm. I remember that much.
Well, look, it's based on a light novel. It's gonna be a piece of shit.
Oh, Boris, don't be like that.
Mm.
Light novels gave us such masterpieces as Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Is that a light novel?
That-
Or is
No,
it
it's
just
not. It's
straight up
actual novels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
That's
to
what I
mention that
thought.
Dive is also based on a novel, not a light novel or manga, which I initially thought.
Well, like you can't exactly say novels are much better because Battery, for as interesting as it is not a good show, and it's based on a novel.
Yeah, I think we need to like separate ourselves. Like, yes, it may be this it's adapted from, but like if it's adapted from a manga, it could be absolute trash. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, everything can always be trash, but light novels
Like,
tend to be trash
it can be
more
original and be trash. So
Here's the moral of the story: never be excited for something.
hell yeah.
often. Yeah. Keep your expectations low and you can never be disappointed.
Off that depressing note, what's next?
Well, it's, we could have something uplifting.
Is-
And that is, I think, the dark horse of the season, and that is Mahoujin Kuruguru, which I think flew
I don't know what this
and
is.
everybody's radar. It's I think, is it a kids show?
It's it's like a remake of an old show from mid 90s.
It kept that aesthetic at least.
Yeah, and I really like. I mean, I like things that don't look normal, and this looks really bright, colourful, round, and has good reaction faces. So it's obviously a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the 90s aesthetic, like, and they look really good with like the production value of today,
Yeah,
like super brushed up. It reminds me a bit of Doremi. I found.
yeah.
And-
There's barely any staff information on the site, so I can't exactly know who the character designers and stuff are. But I mean, maybe on ANN,
Mhm.
maybe to find. But like, it does remind me of things like Cha-Cha and Doremi, those kind of shows.
It looks a bit like, I guess, for like a really popular example for people to imagine, like Dragon Ball. Not about Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that
no,
is
it
true.
does. The and the blonde haired kid looks like the dude from Hunter x Hunter whose name escapes me with the white hair. Him.
Skateboard
Uh,
Kid.
Skateboard kid.
Killua.
That's his name.
His name's Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk. Yeah,
One of
that
my
works.
favorite anime, Tony Hawk's Underground too.
My favorite anime protagonists are Gon and Tony Hawk.
And why this show is amazing, like not only the aesthetics, but it is a really, really good comedy. It is a parody upon everything that is fantasy, and also partly like video games. So it is like, even though it has a certain age, it really is still relevant. Like, I would say,
Are you saying that this is the prequel to Gamers?
like, no, but I would rather say it's like the big sister of Konosuba.
It's pretty crazy how the prequel to Gamers and Gamers is airing in the same season.
I know it's good. For example, it starts with like this 8-bit town, and like 3 villagers looking at a sign that says, if you kill the Demon King, you get like you get 50,000 Jill, and you will be called a hero. And then just another figure comes along and just nabs the shield and runs away with the shield, which looks cool in this 8-bit graphics. And then you see it's the dad who has taken the sign post and brought to his son and says, okay, you have the chance of becoming a hero. Like, when I was young, villains didn't exist, so you go out now and fight this guy. And basically he throws his son out to become a hero, with a gigantic, what was it called, like catapult thingy. He gets like thrown away. Oh yeah, this screenshot that we're seeing right now, the girl with the money, this is when they are at the king's palace, and say, well, then you go forth on your quests and go away. And the king says, okay, I have 800 Jill for you, and this will be your travel money. And then the screen comes on and he said, what are you doing? And she says, I'm equipping the money.
I like how angry she looks.
Like, yeah, they're really good, like, not only video game, but like fantasy tropes that are being parodied.
Yeah, it's because she's a mage and she lives with this old woman who's also, I assume, a mage as well. And it's playing off the trope of like NPCs never leaving. Like, so she's never left her house, and the old woman's so happy to get rid of her.
And oh yeah, then the grandma gives her like a better staff, and there's like a little pixel text box that comes after like magic +3 instead of the +1 staff that she has. And it says like, you can have this one. And she says, no, I've had this staff all my life. I love this staff. And the other one's ugly. That is true. Like the better staff is ugly. It has like this big blue star with a big fat eye on it. It's just like, yeah, that wouldn't actually make sense. If you had this staff all your life, you wouldn't change it for like a worse looking one, even though video game logic says you should take the new one.
Always go for aesthetics.
That's how you gotta play Dark Souls. It's 100% aesthetics.
Fashion souls.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so if you're going to watch gamers and you're going to watch New Game, please also watch The Good Show related to video games as well.
What's this streaming on?
I don't think it's streaming on anything.
Daisuke. Ha, gotcha. No one ever watches on Daisuke, so they can't refute me. Even though Daisuke is the best streaming site.
Yeah, they have Gundam stuff, so they're the best.
Yeah, dude. Really good subs.
Yeah, so if I could recommend the show, it's definitely this one, because I think it has like an appeal for everyone. Even if it's...
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Okay.
It's the type of show that people say, oh, we don't get enough of these nowadays, and we've got one this season, and no one's going to watch it, I know for sure, and then they'll complain that modern anime is bad. So,
yeah,
watch this and realise that you still get good stuff, and then get sad because we don't get enough mecha stuff.
But we have fantasy mecha that run on magic.
Oh, yeah.
And
I love
nothing else.
Crazy.
magic.
I guess also the main character's name is Night, which is a bad song, but that's okay.
It's also
What?
shoes.
It's just completely like flowing over everyone's heads.
What's Nike?
Nikes, so it's a bad song.
It's a bad song. Nice is awful.
By
I
who?
apologise for our awful inside jokes that no one understands.
Who made this song?
I don't know either.
Frank Ocean.
Oh, Frank Ocean. He's terrible.
I have no clue.
You just flash a picture of that like sad picture like that. Yeah, that sad picture of Frank Ocean from like the cover of Blonde on screen.
We'll do that.
And there we go. You put like two of them, face to face. We be sad together.
Is that all the anime?
Not
I
yet.
guess I've seen a couple of other bits and pieces if there's
Yeah, there's a
time to
couple
talk
of
about
things
that.
I've
There's
seen.
one.
If you want to go ahead with whatever you want to see.
There's one big
I'll
one
flick
missing,
through, I'll scroll down.
but we don't know if it's anime.
Oh, it is anime. Fuck everyone who disagrees. Castlevania.
Castlevania.
I haven't seen it yet, but it looks rad.
It is
Yeah,
red.
I've seen the entire thing and it's fucking rad.
It is.
It's the closest thing I'll ever get to a sequel to Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust,
Oh, hell yeah.
which is fucking amazing.
Yeah, like the aesthetics of this show are like, damn, that's good. Like it feels like a spiritual successor to hyper-violent 80s OVAs. And that's all I could ever wish for.
It's a really good time. And it's I think it's an American studio that animated it.
Like several studios, yeah.
Might be outsourced to Korea, but whatever.
Like, yeah, Castlevania is really, really good. Like time flies, really. I didn't notice that it was like 4 episodes, like because it's like an in-house Netflix show. They threw out like the first season in brackets, which is like 4 episodes, and I think they also will do I think 8 more. I don't know when, but
It's a bit weird with the episode count because it just kind of ends on a nothing note, but since we're gonna get more, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, and especially like I was highly impressed by the first episode, which is like the whole backstory of Dracula and why he's so pissed off at humans.
Oh yeah, and why he did nothing wrong.
And why he did nothing wrong.
He actually didn't do anything wrong. I mean, aside from being Dracula. But within the context of the show, he didn't do anything wrong.
Oh yeah.
Being Dracula is not a bad thing.
No.
Well, there's the entire impaling thing and whatever, but
That was Vlad. That was Vlad in himself. Dracula didn't impale nobody.
he was a different person back then. He grew out of it.
Eventually.
He moved past the whole thing.
I also don't know anything about Castlevania canon, but this is, I guess it still worked, so whatever. You can go in with absolutely no knowledge of the games.
Yeah, it's basically, you just need to know, like, Dracula is a bad guy, he lives in a castle, and the Belmont family is like, they're like monster hunters, and basically they beat up monsters. And I think that's everything you need. And the rest is within the story, really.
Dracula isn't a bad guy, it's the humans who are bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we were the real monsters all along.
If what we do in the shadows has taught me anything, it's vampires are good boys.
They
Oh,
are.
they're very good boys.
They're good
Mind you,
boys.
Taika Waititi can't direct a film that's not full of good boys. So
It's true. That's why Thor 3 will be full of good boys.
Yeah,
Nice.
like Hulk.
why I'm gonna watch Thor 3 after not having seen Thor 1 or 2.
Me neither.
All you need are gifs of Chris Hemsworth. Then you say, oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to Castlevania. Really love that it's super violent. Really loving the character designs, which look, as boys so adequately said, very much like Vampire Hunter D, what was the name? Which I've only seen screenshots of and still need to watch that because it looks super duper cool.
There's a DVD release, pretty cheap, and it looks good.
Nice. Yeah, and especially like the fight scenes are really well done in Castlevania. Like these American animators absolutely do not have to hide behind their Japanese counterparts. Especially loved like one, which I don't want to spoil, but is like a character really close to the end who has like a super long sword. It's basically like 2.5 meters or something. And I just love how he swings that thing. That looks super good. And then, of course, Trevor Belmont. It's not Simon Belmont. Trevor Belmont fights with a whip. And that also is animated like, really well.
It makes from some pretty unique choreography and action and animation, I guess. You don't see a whip very often in anime.
Exactly. And
a bit of an awkward weapon, I guess, to keep track of when you're moving it around. So, like, if they are managing it properly, it's even more impressive.
Like, yeah, it's the whole animation has a weight to it, which I really loved. So yeah, I would say, and I think which also adds to me not worrying about Devilman being in Netflix hands, because I think that Castlevania shows that they can do animation.
Were you gonna worry about Netflix?
Nope.
Sorry, were you gonna worry about Devilman when it was in Yuasa's hands?
No.
That's crazy.
I'm almost upset there.
Wow. Like, no, if it has US on it, like it's immediately going to be amazing, I think.
Immediately, I'm excited, I guess.
But yeah, but now that we've seen like for the first time like a Netflix, I don't want to say in-house production, but I'm even more so excited. So go watch Castlevania. If also there's a ton of violence in it. If you have a bit of problems with that, don't. But because it's bloody, and I don't mean like, oh, there's a bit of blood. No, it's full on bloody and gore and stuff. They don't. They do that properly.
Mm-hmm. It's an 80s OVA, all right.
Mm-hmm. Reminded me a bit of that Highlanders anime that I started watching recently.
Yeah, that's the same director as Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Well, now even more reason to watch them both.
You should watch it right away after we finish this episode.
Will do.
Or we should group watch it.
It will be red.
Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about?
I guess I've seen a couple of other bits and pieces. I saw, I guess the first episode of Hajimete no Girl. It's okay. It's about the same as the manga. It's one of Dolto's wives, so I I guess I gotta watch. It has to be of some quality.
Yeah.
And I guess the only other one I've really seen is Aho Girl, which is kind of just a slapstick comedy.
I've read some of that as well. Which it's like I think it's for coma. I can't remember if it is or not.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like a gag series. If I haven't seen the anime yet, but I do want to give it a watch because that was quite fun.
Oh,
The
it's
manga.
it's neat. It's kind of neat seeing this girl try to do these stupid jokes and then just like get the
Yeah.
absolute shit beaten out of her by the sky.
Yeah, it just sounds. It's just fun.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be anime of the season, but it's
Oh no,
certainly
no.
entertaining. And I guess the other one is Isekai Shokudo, the restaurant in another world.
Mhm.
God, that was a terrible OP. That like it actually made me think that, which I was surprised about. Um, and the show's kind of it tries to do the bartender thing where it has these meals and puts them on display around the idea of a character, but they
Oh right.
symbolize nothing, mean nothing, and do nothing with them. So it's kind of like, okay, sure, thanks, great.
Right. That's a shame.
Yeah.
If we're doing bits and pieces, then I can throw in my personal pick for worst OP of the season, and that is Netsozou Trap. The
Oh, I've heard bad things about that
the
show.
NTR anime that has literally NTR in its name. Yeah, it's like two couples and the one girl wants to bang the other girl, and it's awful. It's just not good.
Oh,
It,
that sounds like a show that I'm the only person who doesn't like
yeah,
from this year.
I feel like it wants to be Scum's Wish, but doesn't have anything that at least Scum's Wish had. And I know, Alice, that you didn't like Scum's Wish, so
I didn't like Scum's Wish either.
yes.
Oh, I'm not alone. Thank you.
What I heard from Scum's Wish doesn't seem like I would like it too.
I don't know. It's just kind of shitty people, but they didn't feel like in any way realistic. They were just like shitty people that were almost caricatures.
Yeah.
That was in
yeah, I agree.
some form enjoyable, for me at least, because my enjoyment of Scum's Wish came from a lot of yelling at the screen and just wanting to watch all of this melodrama unfold. But the Netsozou Trap is just like, oh no, this girl is coming on to me in the karaoke bar. What do I do? I go to the women's bathroom. Oh no, but she can follow me in there. Oh no, I'm being pressed against the wall. Shit. This is what Netsozou Trap is, man. It's not good.
Oh wow.
Well, if we waited another week, we could have done the Stan Lee anime.
Oh yeah,
the
that's coming
reflection,
out, isn't it?
but we didn't.
I have no idea what that's gonna be like. It's
Could be something different, which would be nice.
Yeah, we can at least have it be different.
I saw the PV that came out, which dampened my euphoria a bit, because I feel it looks like one of these motion comics thing rather than like an animated show. But
there's not a lot of detail or animation.
Stan Lee is a comics guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the kind of like the aesthetic he was going for. Depends. I don't know how much creative control he actually has. It may just be his name slapped on it, and it's like, hey, we'll sell this.
Well, Stan Lee did an anime before, and it looked like an anime, but this one looks like a comic.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, it could be different. And hey, at the end of the day, we can't tell if the show comes out.
I'm still cautiously excited about the show because I think it could deliver like something unique to the genre, hopefully.
Well, it will definitely deliver on a Stan Lee cameo. We've already seen that.
Oh yeah, more Stan Lee cameos.
He's a character in the show.
Oh yeah, that is true. He's in there. So yeah, Stan Lee's a new anime now.
Yeah.
And I think just the other only bit that I saw, and I think probably I was the only one, nobody else did, so I did. It's Hitoriime My Hero. I just saw that on my season chart. Yeah, because it's...
Was that My Hero Academia? Did you mention possibly the obscure show My Hero Academia?
That very, very niche show that nobody watches.
A very niche show. Not many people have seen.
and nobody ever talks about.
No one ever talks about. No one's ever made OCs for it either.
No, completely ignored by the
It's kind of
Sakura
underrated,
community.
really.
Oh yeah.
The show I was talking about is like it's called My Very Own Hero, and it's Shonen Ai, and quite I simply wanted to check it out because the genre has let me down so often that I'm just desperate at this point. Think like, goodness me, that there just has to be something good out there. I mean, Konodanji and Dokusai exist, and those two are good. And at least so far, it seems to not fall into the genre traps of being not good. So
I love that that's the genre traps, not good.
Yeah.
You can't really call
trope.
Shonen Ai a genre. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Looking at the show,
I'll tell you what.
I guess you go into the idea of other things that have the Shonen Ai sort of demographic going for them. And it's just like, well, what level of subtlety is this going to use?
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to come in with the subtlety of a bulldozer through a child's playroom in episode 3, like most of them do? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
If I had like things that would why like the genre has held me down so much in the sense of why aren't you better is instead of always the ukeseme thing, which they have always the same character design of like having one giant guy and a tiny person with a squeaky voice.
Fuckboy.
I wouldn't have called it that, but yes.
That's the term.
Like as well as being like intensely uncomfortable in their approach of romance, and no consent whatsoever anywhere, and just being extremely clunky. For example, I didn't finish Love Stage because it just became awful to me. Just anybody, I think no, really, Dokusai is the only good one. Watch that. It's an amazing film that is by Trigger and Gainax staff. Like, you think you don't need to know anything more about that. So yeah, I'm just gonna follow the My Hero thing, which is like a gangster guy who falls a bit in love with the big brother of his best friend, who's a teacher. So it has like a bit of delinquent stuff going on. So maybe that is something. Who knows?
Maybe.
I'm cautiously excited for the show, but if it just falls off in episode 4 or something, then well. I just want some good romance, man. Is that so hard? Okay, does anybody else have something from the season?
I guess Yu-Gi-Oh's still going.
Oh yeah.
VRAINS has been pretty good so far. It's less focused on card games, but it's I guess it's different because of that, which is nice.
Can you like jump into it without?
What was that?
Can you jump into it? Yeah.
Each Yu-Gi-Oh series is its own thing.
Cool.
At least, well, they have some links, the first few, but now they're all pretty much their own thing. Because this is introducing the new mechanic of link summoning, which is like completely overhauling the game. You don't need to worry about not understanding the game because the game is being completely overhauled for people who have been playing it for the past like 10 years. So,
I saw the first episode of that. That was really neat.
Yeah. Link summoning scaring me. But it's fine. I play decks that aren't synchro or Xyz heavy, so I think I'll survive.
And does Gundam Thunderbolt count as this season?
Yeah.
Because
every Gundam Thunderbolt counts every season.
I have not watched season 2 yet. Is
Me
it
neither.
as good as the first season, if we're calling them seasons?
It's very different. I think the strength of season 1 is that it stands alone and you can watch it whenever.
Yeah.
And season 2
are they
is
still
more
like not short episodes, but like 18-minute kind of episodes, or are they like full?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The format is still the same. It's just season 2 feels more like a part of a bigger story.
Okay.
And it's probably gonna go into a season 3, I think. But I haven't seen the final episode yet, which aired yesterday, actually.
Yeah. Isn't there meant to be more Origin coming as well? They haven't announced like 2 more episodes of that?
Yeah, so the Battle of Loom arc, which I think wasn't initially going to be standalone, but it's just been tacked on to the end, which is 2 more episodes, which is all good. because that'll feed right into the start of the original Mobile Suit Gundam, I guess. We'll have a big old loop.
Yeah.
It's gonna feed right into a remake of the original series for the 40th anniversary.
I can see that coming, to be honest. That'd...
Yeah, but yeah, final episode of Thunderbolt aired yesterday. You can watch it on Gundam Info, and Origins is like once
on YouTube
per year
for
anyway.
You cool kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching anime on YouTube. It's almost 2011 again.
Split up into 4 parts.
Yeah.
In 240p.
I never actually watched anime on YouTube because I wasn't into it then. But I remember watching old TV shows on YouTube and stuff like that. I remember sitting down watching Doctor Who on YouTube because it didn't air on TV here.
The good old days.
You wouldn't believe how much Naruto you find on YouTube back in the day.
You can still see. I still get recommended anime episodes uploaded to YouTube sometimes, in my sidebar. I can't say I've ever watched them, but they're always the shows no one cares about during the season.
Yeah, because they'd be taken down immediately. No one would put Boku no Hero up and it not be taken down.
Oh yeah, no, it would be. I mean, it's kind of the ones that I guess don't really have a major sponsor for streaming, or if they do, they're not really that protective of it. Generic romance one, whatever. But yeah, you're never gonna see Konosuba or I guess Gundam uploaded to YouTube outside of Gundam Info. But yeah.
Yeah. So shall we round this up then?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
So any closing words? Any recommendations you want to throw out?
Go watch Guru. Yeah, I think everyone's watching the other shows I like. So yeah, go watch Guru.
Just watch Castlevania. Give Western anime a chance.
Watch my favorite anime.
My Hero Academia.
Oh no, Ego Raptors playing another Sonic game on Game Grumps.
Oh yeah.
The anime, that's my favorite. Ego playing Sonic games, my favorite anime, and the comments on those videos are my favorite manga. Holy shit!
Exactly, and I'm going to throw out Castlevania as well as Mahoujin Guru Guru as well. These have been my highlights so far. Okay, so I would say that was it from us then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to being dead.
Let's go back to not doing seasonal episodes and do some crazy cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Korean bootleg anime.
Bootleg anime.
Fuck.
I'm still waiting on Hibike Galphonium.
We saw the 60s Batman, Golden Bat. Golden
Batman. Hell yeah.
You found it in Spanish dub, and I could actually understand that and was very happy about it.
Yeah. And that channel I found has all those Korean bootleg adaptions of Mazinga and Ideon, so
oh, what was that one we watched?
Every sci-fi show from the 70s has got one on there.
Nice.
What was that crazy bootleg show we watched not long ago in Rabbit?
What? Diatron 5?
Diatron 5. That's art. That was art.
That's the anime of the season.
I did a really good Caniper impression while we were watching that show.
Yeah, that was I was impressed with that.
I can't even do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so good season. Go watch Diatron 5, best anime of the season.
Good.
You can really tell Hideaki Anno and Satoshi Kon themselves came and directed the Tezuka written manga for Diatron 5.
and spinning in their graves. Yeah, yes, Anno too.
Oh man, beautiful.
Anno's the kind of guy that would put himself in a grave just for shits and giggles.
Okay, alright, then I would say that was the seasonal GARcast of summer 2017. Thank you for listening. I hope you now can enjoy the season more, or whatever. So this has been Alistair.
Bye-bye.
Boris.
Bye.
Tom.
Take care, I guess.
And me, Eleanor. So see you all then. Bye-bye.